You're gonna waste a lot of money and a lot of your time trying to pick your song, especially when you dropping a project. 'Cause I just feel like the single game be so capped. Like, everybody calculating how many numbers to do in the first 24 hours.
We are not in the 90s, so why not get the data first and put the money where it needs to be?
DIY.
Okay, DIYers. So Offset talks about why it is a waste of time for you as an artist to be trying to pick your single nowadays, and why you should leave that power in the hands of your fans.
I feel like in this game nowadays, man, a fan gonna pick, bro. You gonna waste a lot of money and a lot of your time trying to pick your song, being a creator too. You feel
So
what I'm
that's
saying?
your process, just to throw it out there. Let's see what's Shazamming, what they streaming,
see what
and
they
we'll go
with.
shoot the video for that.
Yeah, especially when you dropping a project. Cause I just feel like the single game be so capped. Like, everybody calculating how many numbers to do in the first 24 hours and capped. So it's like giving people the painted picture and let them choose, cause the people gonna pick. That's just how it gonna go.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Interesting message, that especially from someone that made a killing as a solo artist, and of course as a part of the Migos, with some singles that shifted the culture in many different ways, right? Really interesting to hear him say it's a waste of time to be picking your own singles. It almost feels like it's even alluding to the idea of over planning your rollout. Could be a waste of time.
We are not in the 90s. We have the ability to pivot, make changes, shoot videos. We can do everything we need to do for a single in 24 hours.
Easy.
So why not get the data first and put the money where it needs to be? We have access to metrics, streaming numbers, analytics. We can get reception. We know down to what city people played in the most. Why would we possibly gamble if we don't have to?
Right.
I do understand sometimes maybe we invested more money in a certain song on the album. Maybe you paid for a producer's work, or you paid for a feature from an
Or a
artist.
sample to be cleared.
Or a sample to be cleared. And we're like, look,
we got to do something with this one. Yeah.
Even now with those type of things, it's still not up to you. You could have called Drake. You could have got a Marvin Gaye sample. I don't know who you killed to do that. And then had Pharrell touch it with some keys.
Right.
It don't mean it's going to be the hit.
We try to do our best impersonation, our best prediction, I should say, of what the audience is going to ultimately want. We don't know. Prince did a story where he was talking about not wanting to release Purple Rain because he had hesitation towards it, right? And you think about these songs that ultimately take off, even for us as independent artists. There have been times where I'm like, we're leading off with this one because this is the banger. It's a pretty low percentage that it actually hit off. It's always that one that I'm like, we almost kept that off the project entirely because it was so different.
Man, when I tell you, the last actual project I put out, we sat down and we talked about what's going to be the hit.
Oh, come on, man.
I think I know it all.
Of course, we all do,
You know, we got this Oh Gosh Leotis cyberpunk funk hybrid record.
Shout out to him.
We brought in Christine Aria and Nicholas Gray,
that's a
the
monster.
best
That's a
vocalists
monster
I
record.
know.
Yeah.
And Cam's got this conceptual idea. I call in a cinematographer to shoot the video.
Oh, man.
We do it all. When I tell you, the record that we were like, this record's not good enough. We cut the hook in half. We trimmed the beat down.
No.
It almost didn't make the album because it went from a 4-minute song to a 2-minute song.
A jingle.
It became a jingle. Guess which one did numbers?
Which one?
The one that almost got cut from the album. Yeah, and to this day, I'm still mind blown. I go to my Spotify numbers and I'm like,
that was the one they picked.
we never even performed the song. We've never given it attention, and it is the one people picked.
I don't know the gentleman's name here. If somebody here in the comments knows who it is, please let it be known.
The new music economy is not about dollars and cents. It's about fractions of a cent. The new music economy is not about trying to find a hit. It's about building a catalog, and along the way you might find a hit. It's about every mickle make a muckle. And if you don't understand the concepts of micropayments and how moving forward, it's what is going to pay you as an artist, as a creator, content creator, as a videographer, as a filmmaker, then it might as well leave the creative industry, because things and times have changed, and so has the payout economy. It's not about dollars and cents anymore. It's about a fraction of a cent and the volume you can pull in. So for Spotify artists out there, don't watch nobody and them big hit. Go and take your time and build your catalog. Because at the end of the day, I can tell you, the artist that you don't know is making a lot more money than the ones you do.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
The artist you don't know is making a whole
You
lot
build-
of money
you build
than
up
the
your
ones
boy.
that you think you do know. Hey, shout out to that game.
You build up the store's inventory.
Right.
That way, when the person decides they need to shop for one pack of Oreos, they walk into your grocery store and they leave out with a cart of things, right?
Fantastic analogy. That really helped. Maybe I'm hungry, but that really...
You know, and that's exactly what it's all about, which is once they show up, if there's only one record to listen to, they don't come back again.
How many times have you seen a new store open up in a mall? It happened around here. A new store opened up in a mall, and it was like, we're going to have the most exclusive sneakers, rare sneakers that you've ever seen. Then when you walk in and realize it's just the classic pennies in a glass case, surrounded by a bunch of note cards or Post-it notes that say, the shoes will appear here in a few more weeks. I'm not really motivated to go check back with it because you didn't have what I was looking for when you got my interest and you had my attention. Now, I don't think this is to say that everybody is who you're trying to aim for, but you do want to make sure that somebody who wants to be a diehard of you, they have diehard material to attach to. Because if not, somebody can be diehard about a moment and then lose that because you just simply weren't consistent. You're so concerned about it being perfect that you're not realizing that your prime audience is not asking for perfection.
Nah, and I'm still not content till I'm dominating every single continent. My shit go stupid, you don't think, then use your common sense. I DIY and I know that I'm a product. When they play the new king, all the DIYs go crazy. All the DIYs go crazy. When they play the new king, all the DIYs go crazy. All the DIYs go crazy.
Recently, Russ shared, I'm actually just going to read the caption. He shared a post on his Instagram and on his Twitter, and he said, the following images are for inspirational purposes only. This is the money I made this week off the masters of my independent catalog. It fluctuates weekly, obviously, but this is just to give some insight. You do not need to be on the radio or signed to have the biggest album in the world to effing cake. You have to have a lot of good music and own it. You have to have a lot of good music and own it. I use 2 different distros, Vydia and TuneCore. My deal with them is the same. I keep 100% and pay one-time fee annually for unlimited uploads. I just wish artists knew the value of having a catalog instead of feeling like they gotta make all the money they ever dreamed of off of one song. You niggas is playing the lottery with your whole music career. All I need is that one. All I need is that one. If I get the right feature, if I get the right playlisting, if I get the right this, the right that, the right visual, if I get a post that, you niggas is playing the lottery. And you don't want to admit it, but you're putting a coin. You're no different from your grandma going down to Reno, putting that quarter inside the slot machine, hoping to see 777 and end up losing more money than you actually made. But it's enough in this industry, which is why I love making the content we make to keep you strung along. 1 week, balance is $152,629.40. That 40 cents just feels disrespectful.
And that's on just one streaming platform.
One streaming platform.
One distribution.
One distribution. Yeah. One distribution. And this is off of his independent catalog. Next one, $79,637 from TuneCore. I like the fact that he's giving this kind of transparency because it gives something tangible. Not obviously for everyone, but it gives you an idea of what those numbers really are. How many rappers have we grown up on and we just heard about they signed a deal? We don't know the details. I mean, it's none of our business, but we don't know how much money they're actually making off of their music. All we're doing is assuming, based upon all the visibility, based upon all the marketing, they must be caking up. They're everywhere, but not really thinking about it from a standpoint of business that costs money to be that visible. And they're probably losing money in a lot of these situations.
I've always been a big proponent of making sure you are creating a catalog. I'm passionate about universe creation, which that's probably a whole conversation in itself.
What do you mean when you say universe creation?
Universe creation is going to be, why is the Marvel movies some of the highest grossing films ever made? It's because every single thing that you make within that universe has fans from other pieces of the universe coming to the next thing, right?
Wow, okay. Never heard it explained like that. That's dope.
Yeah, and they do it in music also. Right. So when you're a big fan of maybe a Childish Gambino who makes an album called Because the Internet, before he drops an album, he dropped a script. Then each music video is a part of the storyline of the script.
Yeah.
And he does all these little pieces so that when the album comes out, you want the whole body of work, not just the single, because all of it comes together to create one piece that you can digest, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about doing the exact same concept with you as the universe.
Right.
Curtis King is the thing. So if I become a fan of Curtis King, I'm a fan of everything he's done. I'm going to go to his YouTube. I'm going to go to his albums. I'm going to go to everything he's ever been a part of. And because I'm a fan of Curtis King, the less things you have available for me, the less things I can engage with.
Now imagine the artist that's only putting out music.
Yeah.
And that can work. I mean, we shout out to Nicholas Gray. He mentioned Currency. That's why Currency is going to always be good, because of the amount of work he puts out there. However, you got to think, because you don't really see content necessarily from, he posts all the time, but you don't really see him as a content creator in addition to it. I think of Action Bronson doing the cooking in addition to it. It's almost like, I don't want to say he has to put all that music out, but it certainly helps when you don't have the content to kind of like make up for the other spaces that you're not really existing in for people.
Yeah.
So I get that. I think it's just a matter of, it's our responsibility in this generation to figure out, as creatives, as independent artists, what is the balance?
Look, if you want to sell your art, make sure you have inventory. That's the bottom line, right? The less inventory you have, you're putting a ceiling on your own potential growth of income.
Man,
that's an issue. Every time I leave the Jay Kasai universe, right, and I show up to the Curtis King one as a guest, I'm giving people a small sprinkle and advertisement of what's behind me. People will click on my name and they're going to go, oh, he doesn't have anything but this one album. I'll spin it once, and then they leave, right? But if they came to my channel and went, oh, he has this, that, and that, maybe there's an opportunity there for me to find a new customer to come into my store and shop every month, you know, and that's important. That's why the feature is a thing in hip hop.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes we just want to visit that other universe and see if people can take a peek at us and follow us back home.
Which is another reason why I feel like I'm slightly disappointed that the remix doesn't have the same power that it once had, because the remix was a surefire way to say, look, not only do I want you to dip into my universe, but here's a successful piece of my universe that I know you could bring a new insight, a new delivery, a new perspective on, jump on this. So you don't really see the remix as much as you saw it at one point in time, but you make a great point in that when people choose to become a fan, a real diehard, not a casual fan. Like, casual fans are valuable, but they take time to convert into super fans or community members, engage people of your community. That takes time. That takes, for some people, some of y'all have been watching my videos for years and just this year decided to subscribe. Just this year decided to leave a chat. Now imagine I was waiting on just you. How frustrating it would be. I probably wouldn't want to post up content. But the truth of the matter is, it is my responsibility as a creative to show up, do the things, all the extensions of my creativity, whether that's podcasting, whether that's reacting, whether that's creating Instagram content, short form content, whether that's, hell, being on someone else's platform as a guest, whether that's rapping, whether that's producing, whether that's live streaming. There are so many mediums that you can come meet me at and say, I'm not a fan of his rapping, but man, I love when he does reaction videos. I'm not a fan of the reaction. I don't really care about that news, but I'm a fan of his music. And for me, it doesn't necessarily matter how you get here. The thing that matters is that you're here.
That's all any business cares about.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, those were our thoughts on this particular topic. I would love to hear yours. Share it with us.
Isn't this what you pray for? Please get your ass out of bed, don't let the day go. Take a look in the mirror, you look ungrateful. This is not an answer that Siri can give us, say so. If you say so. This might be the part they're leaving out when they speak about the high life. Set a goal, hit the goal, then you lose your appetite. Hindsight is biased when all you wanna see is highlights. Or is that my eyesight? Tell me where your drive at. How you so comfortable? You ain't even reach your climax. When you used to fall off, you would holler, I'll be right back. I lost the bigger picture with a ticket to your IMAX. Can you slide that? Can't nobody dig me out this hole of mine. Ain't nobody coming to save me until I put actions on these words. Can't nobody dig me out this hole but I know I need to lean on my patience as I'm digging through this dirt. Ain't this exactly what you pray for? Ain't this what we pray for? How could you complain, bro? It's what we pray for. Ain't this what we pray for?
DIY.